Don't fall for their false attacks. Save America. Change direction.
I'm Blake Masters, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
I'm Shane O'Grady, founder of Life Changer Loan, and for years I've been sharing how our mortgage has been changing lives. With all 5-star ratings on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, maybe it's time you find out what all the fuss is about. Our average client saves over $250,000 in interest compared to their traditional loan, while not changing a dime of their spending habit. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Kelly here with AC by J. As an Arizona native, I love monsoon season, but as the owner of a heating, cooling, and plumbing company, AC by J, I know your air conditioner doesn't share my enthusiasm. Monsoon dust, humidity, and power surges can cause havoc to your AC system. Protect your home with our monsoon maintenance. Just $109, $40 off our regular price with a condensation line flush to prevent water damage to your home. Call AC by J at 602-609-7664 or go to acbyj.com. Service you can trust from our family to yours.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we teach the tools, rules, and strategies that professionals use to outperform in the markets. Having those skills has never been more important than it is in our current economy. These are times that history teaches us that the masses are impoverished while the few making the right moves are gaining generational type wealth. At Online Trading Academy, we teach people just like you how to make the same moves at the same time as Wall Street elites. And right now, we have an end of summer special. Join us for an intensive 3-day market timing course covering the best of the trading and investing strategies of our time. Text us now and register for the course at 66% off the normal $299 price. Text $99 to 25029 and get this class for just $99. Again, that's $99 to 25029.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, Radio Pound, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and this is our last short Monday show because the time change happens for everybody else in the world next Monday. So next Monday, the NFL Monday Night Football games will be at 5:30 instead of 4:30, and then Thursday Night Football will be an hour later, and so will Sunday Night Football. So this is our last shortened Monday. Thursday is our last shortened Thursday, and after that, we have to work a whole 2.5 damn hours. Every time there's a football game, and so it's gonna take some getting used to. We're gonna have to stretch. We're gonna have to do our calisthenics, and we're gonna have to just man up and do it. I guess
all good things must come to an end, Jeffco.
Well, this is what I was telling these guys off air. I was like, well, they're supposed to pass this thing. The Senate passed it, and then the House has got to pass it, and then the president's got to sign it or something like that. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I will vote for the other guy, whoever the other guy is, if Biden doesn't sign this damn thing. If he doesn't sign this thing, that's it. I'm going to actively campaign against him. I don't care who's running. I don't care if Simon Cowell is running. I don't care who's running. I'm going to actively campaign, and that's the one reason that I'll make a speech against Joe Biden and anybody else who doesn't get this thing done is because I want the time to not change anymore, ever, anywhere at all. Amen.
You're a single issue voter, and this
right.
is your one issue.
Oh, don't come to me with guns and abortions and anything else. Stop bleeping with my clocks, mother bleepers. That's my whole message. I'm gonna have T-shirts made up if they don't pass that damn thing. Yeah. So you best get that pen ready. You best get to signing, or I'm coming after you, man. I'm coming after you in a completely non-violent way. I don't want Secret Service to come to my house. I just mean I'm going to actively campaign. That's what I will do.
And so you should.
Hey, by the way, I did vote. I did send in my ballot, and as you can see right there, see my hat right there. I put the sticker on my hat. I figured I'm not going to make a Facebook photo like everybody else. It's like, okay, we get it. You took time off from work. Shut up. But for me, it was a good day because I also I wrote Randy and I in. I don't remember what I wrote us in for, but I hope we win.
I thought it was mine inspector or shaft inspector or something along those lines.
No. I think I voted for both Democrats and Republicans. Just whoever seemed to be the right person, that's who I voted for because I'm a registered independent. I can do whatever I want. That's why I decided whatever that position. Well, it might have been for. We might have been written in for Congress, Randy.
Could be.
I
was hoping for the defense secretary. Damn, I wanted to be the defense secretary.
Yeah, but that's an appointed thing. A president has to appoint us to that, or one of us to that. So,
okay.
Yeah, right now it's just the best we can hope for is this, whatever it was. I can't remember. I just wrote us in there. Yeah, and I'm sure that'll just completely disqualify my entire ballot, but I don't care. So anyways, I don't care even who's the governor. I don't care who is the senator or the congressman. Pass the damn Sunshine Protection Act, please. Please. Just please. So tired of that. 888-368-1580. All right. So we have a lot of football to talk about that happened over the weekend. And before we can get to that, there's a few things we have to do first. First, let's just get right to it. Let's take care of Big George. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1925, Red Grange almost single-handedly defeated mighty Pennsylvania in his first game in the East as University of Illinois beat the Quakers 24-2 before 65,000 fans at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Their red-headed senior ran for 363 yards and 3 touchdowns, twice ripping off broken field runs of 60 yards. Back to me, Jeffrey.
What? Say that 300 and what? 363?
Yeah. It just showed you that people were bad at football back then, except for Red Grange.
Kind of like it sounds like Tony Pollard in comparison to Zeke.
Yeah. 2 times he had a 60-yard run. That is impressive in any era, I guess. But can you believe that? That's almost 100 years ago. What I just read, it was almost 100 years ago.
Which is crazy to run that much because that's the only play anybody ran. People weren't really throwing the football.
Yeah,
so they were kind of waiting for it,
I remember it distinctly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So here's what I thought was interesting: Red Grange and his friends there from the University of Illinois, they're wearing them leather helmets, right? The Quakers were wearing that giant hat. So I mean that.
Well, that's part of the issue. Yeah, and they had their the Quaker outfits on, those little shoes with the with the buckles on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barbara Bush, on the the Quaker Oats guy, right there. Yeah. So
layered collars,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess the buckled shoes, I think, probably can slow you down.
Oh, those are very slippy.
Bit.
Yeah, very
sure. There's no cleat in them.
Yeah.
No, not at all. So there you go. That's On This Date in Big George's sports history. Let's get through some things that happened over the weekend. Not football, real quick. Go ASU. They were able to beat Colorado and not embarrass themselves 42-34 in Colorado. So congratulations, Sun Devils. Well done. And to make it even better, UAZ losers. That's right. Went down to USC 45-37. I don't care if USC also beat ASU. What I care about is this weekend, ASU won, Arizona lost. Good enough for me.
The air is a little fresher. The food tastes a little better. Water's a little purer.
That's me smiling.
Yeah.
And it told me Sean Aguano can make a solid decision there. Moved on from Emory Jones.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see the game. I was busy doing manly things.
No, Trenton Bourget, man. 435 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. That dude was on fire.
Well, because of that, there will be no jokes about his name.
That's what I was trying to say when you guys were joking on him in the first place. I was like, he's the best option. That guy's for real, man.
All right. All jokes about his name withdrawn. Go ASU. What were you going to say, Randy?
I was just going to say that game was full of defense optional. There was not a whole lot of defense in that game.
No.
Yeah.
Well, just enough where ASU was able to win. 888-368-1580. And okay, so let me see my screen here. Cabana, we haven't heard from him in a while. Jeffrey, the Cardinals coach is horrible. Quarterback is worse. We got a bad team for the next 5 years. We're going to get to that here in a minute, Cabana. I can't take any issue with anything you just said. And usually I can take lots of issue with lots of things you say, but not today. Today, you're exactly right. We shall get to that. Navy Brad says, attention, Blender Nation, emergency message. Today is Jeffrey's birthday. That is all. Happy birthday, Jeffrey, and many more. Haven't I had enough? I feel like...
You mean birthdays?
Yeah. I feel like there's been enough of that. Enough birthdays. I think I could just take a break for a while. That'd be nice. But thanks. Appreciate that, Navy Brad. Stockton Slap says, happy Monday, crew. I got one question for you boys. How about them Cowboys? Okay, well, we're just...
I suppose we'll get to that too.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that. Getting healthy and the offense finally starting to click. This team is scary. Anyway, happy Halloween and have a good show. Thanks, man. We'll get to all that here in a second. But first, there's another good thing that happened over the weekend. Lakers wait, they won. Yeah. Now they're 1-5, but that's okay because Suns are now 5-1. Ha! The bizarro Lakers. The Suns 5-1. Devin Booker on his birthday, he turned 26 and he scored 30 points. It was a nice outing for the Phoenix Suns. It's too bad DeAndre Ayton kind of hurt. He's going to be out about more than a few days, I think.
Yeah, a few weeks.
Suns had their 30th straight sellout, started last season. And I guess, unfortunately, Jake Paul won his boxing match over the weekend. One of these days, he'll box somebody worth fighting. Not that nothing against Anderson Silva. He's, the godfather of all UFC fighting. The guy would dismantle him had he been allowed to fight his way, even at his age. But all right, so
or even in his prime.
Jake Paul, did your dad never hug you? Why do you need this? He's congratulations, Jake Paul.
It's because it's easy money.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's getting rich off of stupidity, basically.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I refuse to be part of it. I didn't watch it, didn't check any updates. Don't care.
Nope. I didn't find out about any of it until I was reading that story about the Suns game because he happened to be in attendance and they mentioned that.
Oh.
I was doing manly things this weekend. I did not get to watch a whole lot of anything on Saturday, but I did watch quite a bit of football Sunday. I did get to see a little bit of the World Series game 2, which makes me not want to watch any more of the World Series because I feel like I jinxed them. That's right. The Astros won a game, and now that's all tied up, and they're going to play here at 5:00 our time. Hey, Randy, tell us everybody about Martin Maldonado there using an illegal bat. What's going on with that?
Well, I didn't see that, so you're going to have to clue me in. He had an illegal bat?
Yeah, well, here, it's not a competitive advantage thing. It's just a type of bat that was outlawed because it's more prone to splintering. And so they're like, yeah, you can't use that because if that breaks, somebody's going to get hurt.
Oh,
That's it.
I was not aware of that. Okay. So
apparently it was an old Albert Pujols bat.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
So he borrowed one from him. Did he know that it was a bad bat?
He was told apparently to stop using them before.
Oh, okay. So he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. Once the league puts a ban on a certain type of piece of equipment, you can't use that piece of equipment. So, Martin Maldonado, shame on you.
Derp, it's the World Series, man. You think they're not paying attention? Especially since you're the Astros, you cheating bastards. By the way, so the cheating bastards are in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. and they got Syndergaard is on the hill, and so is McCullers.
So the thing about let's go back to game 2 real quick. If Houston did not have a 3-run first inning, this could have been a whole different ball game because Philadelphia, although they were locked down for quite some time there, the first 6 innings of the game, they did end up scratching out a couple of runs, and they were able to get at least 2 runs on the board. I mean, take away that first inning, which was an absolute disaster for Philadelphia. When your number 2 guy goes out there and gives up 3 runs, a hell of a time for Altuve to come out of the schneid because he was absolutely abhorrent before that, but he went 3 for 4 in that game, the worst time possible. And but listen, tonight could be a different game. I mean, watch Philadelphia, watch the strategy, and let's see if they can hold the Astros in tow here. And this could be a very good pivotal game 3, by the way. Pivotal.
And if I'm remembering correctly, Kyle Schwarber could have tied it up at the end.
That was heartbreaking, wasn't it?
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
Well, tonight we got Bengals and Browns here on 1580 The Fanatic, and if that turns out to be a big old dog turd, then you can just turn over to Fox and watch the game, or picture in picture, man.
Well, keep in mind the Browns are 4-1 over the last 5 games against the Bengals, so this should be a fun game.
Just don't want to give the a-holes any ratings.
I got you.
One thing that happened. Now, listen, so many times that we have come out and railed against the bad umpiring. Angel Hernandez, Joe West, all these guys that we've come out, people's names you never heard of. And every time we get a chance, if somebody's doing it wrong, we scream about it because something's got to change. Well, I just found some change, which is actually a welcome relief. Umpire Pat Hoberg, he called a perfect game behind the plate in game 2.
Yeah.
His first time umpiring a World Series game, and he did it right. So this guy right here, he deserves a nice round of applause.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tip of the cap and a little goose in the shorts, whatever. I don't know what they do for umpires, but so
not a whole lot.
Yeah, he's 36 years old, and he was earlier in the season 1 call away from calling a perfect game. So this is not just a fluke. This is a good umpire right here, Randy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is a guy that takes his craft very seriously, and he is always reviewing a tape of himself to make sure that he's got the strike zone down. And you keep doing stuff like this, and major league players and coaches will have nothing to call you out on. I mean, this is a guy that is earning the respect of the major league. So good for him, man. Congratulations. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, but you try to minimize them the best you can. And he says, listen, getting the call is one thing. I got to go out and perform now. I do the best of my ability, and hopefully that happens and we'll get through the whole series this way. He's umpired 371 games as a call-up umpire before he got promoted to even being full-time in 2017.
Yeah.
So this guy wants it, and he wants to do it right. We need more guys like this guy. So
absolutely. Yeah, so congratulations to him. That's a guy to keep your eye on.
We should probably stop talking about him, Randy, because then the Major League Baseball Players, Referees Association or Umpire Association is going to be like, we can't have you here. You're making us look bad. You got to go. Back down you go. No more of you. All right. So here's another thing. Ross Chastain, Randy.
Did you see that,
something.
Jeffrey?
that was amazing. That's like me driving in rush hour. I don't know that seems even. I mean, of course, that seemed like something out of a video game, and it should, because he said, "Yeah, I played a lot of NASCAR 05 on the old GameCube with my brother, and I never knew if it would actually work." And he says, "I used to do that when I was 8 years old. Guess what? It worked."
And I love it. I absolutely. This is a throwback to what NASCAR used to be. Guys willing to risk it all to win a race, to get a position, to move on. And in this case, he knocked Denny Hamlin out of the championship 4 and got himself into the championship 4. Look, it's just like anything else I say. You got to be there. You got to get in to have an opportunity to win. And anything can happen this coming weekend in Phoenix.
But what about the safety issue? He was running that wall. That could have turned ugly. He even bumped the guy there at the end, but that could have turned ugly / deadly if he hadn't done that just right. He tore like the entire side of his car up doing that, Randy.
He scraped his car up pretty good, yeah.
But what if he'd spun that thing out, or just he got lost control of it on that?
Look, man, this is auto racing, not tiddlywinks. There's a risk factor, and a guy that's willing to take the risk and get up there has got my respect. And this guy wanted to be in the championship 4, and he took Trackhouse Racing with him. That's his team. And so congratulations to you, Mr. Chastain, on that move. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, I loved it. I did love it. I just was thinking that people maybe were going to get upset about the safety issue on that.
There's no rules against it. You're riding the fence like that. There's no rules against it. There is a risk you take of blowing a tire or bouncing up if you don't do it just right. You got to ease into the fence. You got to let your car kind of move into the fence. You can't hit the fence. So it takes a bit of a finesse and a damn good driver to do it. And, for me, I applaud it. I respect his I respect his moxie. I respect the fact that the guy's just going out there racing hard. And that's the way it should be. Enough of this snowflake NASCAR BS. Give me back my NASCAR the way it used to be. And that's the way it used to be done.
You know what? I love it personally. And as long as he's not in trouble for it, hey, I'm on board. That was something to watch. That was incredible footage right there. All right. And the last thing is, Keon, have you talked to Radio Run today?
I have.
And
I don't think he
you didn't think he heard of him?
I don't think he did.
So what's your take on Tank Brown, Kari Crump, Angelo Gross, and Zion Young beating the hell out of some guy in the tunnel there from Michigan? They just assaulted this guy.
It was more
than just those four.
He's a player. He's a Michigan player.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's a player. You had like the entire Michigan State team trying to whoop ass on this guy. What the hell happened?
Yeah, well, it's just bad blood between those teams, and they go into the same tunnel, which doesn't
really a bad idea.
Doesn't seem wise. So they were all going in, and look, there were a couple of players that you can actually see if you go watch the video.
Michigan State guy is swinging a helmet.
Yeah, but there was a Michigan player that looked like he was trying to instigate things too. So it's not completely blameless in every direction. But once you start swinging helmets, understand that that's assault with a deadly weapon, and now we got legal.
At least 4 of those guys have been suspended. Cops have been called. I love the Deadspin headline. Michigan State paid $95 million for a 3-5 team, but the scuffle was free of charge.
It always is. But yeah, when you start including the NIL stuff, guess that's going to get thrown in your face too. When you're struggling, Michigan State's just having a really bad year. They lost the number 1 rusher in the country to the NFL. He went to the Seattle Seahawks. So, they've got some rebounding to do. And I think they're having a season where they're very bitter. And then they face the in-state rival.
My point is, Radio Ron comes from a school where they whoop a lot of ass. So after what you said last week, you might want to lay low.
Okay. Especially
you don't want to get caught in the tunnel with Radio Ron.
Because I think I'm safe. And that's exactly when he could strike.
Exactly.
You never know.
Really? Wedge something up against that door there. Just saying. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I'll get caught up on the text line and we'll start talking about every single NFL game that happened over this weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Just a few weeks into the NBA season, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks, is the favorite to win the MVP this season at plus 320. But right behind him, Dallas's Luka Doncic at plus 330. Jason Tatum of Boston Celtics plus 700. Memphis Grizzly Ja Morant plus 1,200. And Steph Curry of the Warriors also plus 1,200. As for Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero of the Orlando Magic minus 260 to win that award. Benedict Mathurin of the Indiana Pacers plus 480. Keegan Murray of the Sacramento Kings at plus 1,200. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's time once again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harman Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harman Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Bengals and Browns will play their game at 5:15 or so. The broadcast starts at 4:30 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's get caught up on the text line. Donnie is calling you out, Randy. He says, Randy Tandy. I guess because you're a Cardinals fan and he's a Vikings fan.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well, congratulations, Donnie. Good game yesterday. My Cardinals look like crap, and your Vikings are what? They're 6-1 now. Congratulations.
I don't know what you're expecting from this show, Donnie, but we don't care. First and 15 says, doesn't matter if you're a blithering moron as long as there are no more time changes. You're right. I'm absolutely going to mobilize. I've never been any kind of politically activated person. I'm a moderate. I'm right down in the middle. I'm an independent. I don't care. Swazman says, Jeffrey, sports are fun. Please don't talk politics on the air. I'm not talking any politics. I'm talking about the fact I don't want no more damn daylight savings. That's all. And he says, Bears looked better than expected this weekend.
I thought they were going to look pretty good, and they did.
What are the Bears doing?
They made another pretty good, but not good enough.
They made another trade today.
They played against that's a great Dallas defense, and Micah Parsons did play, by the way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, listen, if that's the gauge, not getting your ass kicked by too much, then yes, the Bears did fine.
With that offensive line and receiver core, yeah, I think that's
the
actually
Bears will do better as time goes forward. I think that I think Fields is a real deal, and he's just got to get some better pieces. So if that's what you mean by look better than expected, sure, but they lost. Boomer Sooner says, tough loss, Jeffco. Good win, Keon. I'm going to say it was a horrible game all the way around. It was garbage. It was a garbage game. We'll get to that in a second.
Two football teams try to set the game of football back 50 years. But anyway, yeah, we'll get.
Yeah, like you're tanking. No, you're tanking. Cowboy Sparky says touchdown, Micah Parsons. Yeah, now he's saying he wants some offensive reps. Okay, Micah, take it easy. Just take it easy. Hello, Blender. This is Cliff Dingleberry, and I'd like to take a timeout right now. It's actually Mr. Pringle. Woo says happy 29th, Jeffrey, and many more. Thank you very much. Happy Halloween as well. And she says, enjoy your short Monday. It's our last one. We're happy, but we're also not happy. Radio Ron says, I heard Keon. Spartans were in the wrong tunnel. They were looking for Kingsbury. We wouldn't mind that at all.
They missed out on that opportunity too.
Lost Toby says Pujols gifted the bats to Maldonado. Players that got in the league before 2011, like Pujols, they can still use them. Their grandfather did. I have that umpire in my fantasy referee league. He won me my matchup.
Oh yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
Very good, very good.
Pinocchio says, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. That is about NASCAR, right?
NASCAR.
Okay,
good. About NASCAR, yeah.
Good. Okay, just you know what?
And it's not if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. It's rubbing is racing.
Yeah, but here's the thing with this audience. Baker's Cocky Hem says, is there a texture named with the spread? I'm thinking he may have more credible advice than Syracuse over Notre Dame. Well, against the spread, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. So you got to be a little more clear than that. Last Optimist says, breaking football news. The Bears have traded Roquan Smith to the Ravens. Yeah, well, it's not really, it's about an hour old. So I don't know if you can call it breaking. Please give my condolences to Izzy when you see him. Well, he's in the fetal position, wrapped up on the floor in the studio. So we're not going to talk to him. Fighting Wampa says Michigan State fight all had to do with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, I think you're right.
That's true. Jordan
you
Poole
gotta
was a
take
Michigan
sides.
guy, and Draymond Green was a Spartan.
You got to take sides.
Who knew?
First and 15 says the Commanders Colts game was like South Park, where all the little league teams are trying to lose so they don't have to play the rest of the summer. I thought this was America.
Well, the thing is, I think the Commanders were trying to win, so that's pretty sad.
I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about something else.
Please.
Let's talk about the Vikings and the Cardinals. And Randy,
Do we have
you
to?
had your very nice line there for Donnie to shut him down from the taunting. Let's talk about, did anything go right? Did anything go wrong? Well, yeah, some things went right. They got 26 points, and DeAndre Hopkins got his 800th career pass and had 159 yards and a touchdown. Rondale Moore was pretty active out there with his 92 yards, but couldn't get it done versus the Vikings. What happened?
Well, I mean, when you start and you're playing from behind from the very get-go, that's one of the problems with this team. And it seems like we're always playing behind. And by the way, you're right. The texter that called in, what a stupid time to call a timeout. And then when you call a timeout,
well, Randy, he just called another one. We have to stop. Timeout on the show. Cliff Kingsbury just called a timeout. We just 30-second timeout. So, did you do any grilling over the weekend?
No, I didn't do anything. No, I kind of
waiting for Radio Ron to call the play in here. So, you didn't do any grilling?
Not really. No. I got to cover my grills up. I probably will this week. I've got a couple of racks of ribs I can do.
You're going to cover your grills up. This is like great weather.
Well, I like to cover it up. I like to keep my grills nice. Yeah.
Well, we got a 15-second clock now. We got to go. All right, everybody get back into position.
All right.
Okay, we're back in the show.
All right.
What were we talking about? Yes. Oh, sorry. The Cardinals.
Just clock management, play call. This something's got to change for this team. And by the way, how about DeAndre Hopkins? 12 receptions, 159 yards. Are you kidding me?
One-handed touchdown.
I mean, Rondale Moore coming in again, 7 receptions for 92 yards. I don't understand why we don't go a little more vertical than all these damn screen passes. Hey, Cliff!
Here's the reason.
Hey, Cliff! The damn defense knows you're going to do it. You see what I'm saying?
The reason comes to us from the Vikings themselves. Zadarius Smith made it very clear. Something called a cage rush, and it just basically collapses the pocket around him. And here's what he says. Basically, we collapse the pocket. If we collapse him, he can't see. He's a short guy. So we went in this week knowing that. And as you can see, man, we executed it. We had ourselves a day.
Well,
don't tell me his height doesn't matter.
I don't think I've ever said that on this.
No, I don't mean you. I mean everybody.
I don't know anybody that, and I'm just kind of quite frankly tired of it. If Cliff Kingsbury doesn't know by now that Kyler Murray is 4'2", then you don't belong on an NFL sideline. I mean, because Jiminy Crickets. Give me a break. Get him out.
By the way, Jiminy Cricket taller than Kyler Murray.
I understand that Kyler is small, but there are other small quarterbacks in the league who are not that much bigger than him. They can't see over the line
but
either.
You know what's happening?
But their
gotta
coaches
get him
make
to
it
see
work.
the throwing lanes.
No, Keon, he's not breaking out of the pocket like he used to. When he does, he ends up just running anyway. When he first started, he would bust out of that pocket when it would start to collapse, and he would find somebody or run it himself. Now he's sort of settling into that pocket. Why? He's trying to not get killed. Why? He's getting a whole lot of money, and he's just trying to survive to cash the check.
Well, I don't know if there's anywhere he actually can survive. That the middle of that line is not good, especially with Justin Pugh being out. That's not helping anything. And so like with him, if he won't get out of the pocket himself, I think one of it too is he's trying to be more of a pocket passer and play in structure. The structure has to move him out of the pocket. There are quarterback rollouts. Those plays exist. I watch shorter quarterbacks do this all the time. Bleeping PJ Walker in Carolina is on a quarterback rollout. It was designed. Some of these guys going to have to, improvise, but some of these have to be designed. And if he's not seeing,
Kingsbury designed the air raid offense, Keon.
Well,
I don't know what that is, but I hear he's designed one. We've yet to see it.
Yeah, we don't know.
But you give him respect.
It like every ghost ever. No one's ever seen it, but
We believe in it. So Zadarius Smith just basically gave you the blueprint for destroying the Arizona Cardinals on offense. And even though they did that, you do got to give, a couple of these guys credit, like we did, DeAndre Hopkins and Rondale Moore. There were points scored, just not enough.
Well, I mean, how about Eno Benjamin? He's done a great job coming in, not only as a running back. I mean, he didn't have a great, huge day, 9 rushes for 22 yards, but the guy also contributed, with catching, pass catching too. The problem that I have is just there's so many damn flippity floppity dink and dunk plays. Unleash the dogs, Kingsbury, and let's do something different than these. The NFL is on to your stupid offense. It sucks and it doesn't work.
The worst part is Patrick Peterson getting to
I don't.
That was what.
You mean
say
Patrick
something about
Peterson got to crow because he shut down AJ Green? He could just shut up. And
here's
run
what
away.
happened: his interception was a gift. It was somebody who was not looking where they were throwing, and he just happened to get it. It had zero to do with how great Patrick Peterson is. And Patrick Peterson still wanted to show the Cardinals, "Hey, I still got it." Where was it when you were here? Maybe you got paid when you were here, and you would have stayed here. You want to really show us something? You didn't show us anything for about 2-3 years. And we're like, the hell are we paying this guy for? He's not doing anything. Now suddenly you've got some effort for the Vikings. Kiss my ass, Patrick Peterson.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Patrick Peterson is the quintessential defensive back who will be running with the receiver down the sideline, and then the quarterback overthrows them both, and he's running around like he shut down somebody. That's Patrick Peterson. He's kind of a front runner in that way right now.
You just got gifted. You got gifted 2 things: an interception that just came flying at you. You had no choice but to catch, and AJ Green. There you go. That's what you got. Those are your gifts. Happy friggin' birthday, Patrick Peterson. Kyler Murray, he had this to say: this loss is very frustrating, but we'll get over it. Because I'm going to go home. I'm going to turn on the new Call of Duty, and I'll forget all about this. Thanks, Kyler.
Yeah, I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I think Kyler's out there trying. I'd
We'll
see.
get over it.
If I see Kyler stink it up with another coach, I'll wave the white flag on trying to defend the dude. But he was trying. He made some dumb decisions. Both of those interceptions are a couple of the worst interceptions potentially of the year.
Absolutely.
But and I don't just mean for the Cardinals. I mean any team. But he also made some tremendously big plays. So
He did, but what is? I mean, help me out, Keon. I don't understand what the are the TVs, are the projectors, are the video players at Cardinals headquarters not working because they apparently they can't see on
Randy,
tape. Yes,
those are coin operated.
Yeah,
and you don't always have quarters.
I see.
When you want to go watch tape on the other teams, it's been a problem.
It just baffles my mind. Can you not see from one week to the next that your offensive scheme doesn't work? Can you not see that?
That is one of my biggest problems with this team. The other problem, of course, is that we gave Vance Joseph some props, gave him some credit for his defense. And then why do I see Justin Jefferson running down the field wide the hell open? Why does that happen? Why is Kirk Cousins looking like doing his impression of Lamar Jackson on his way to the end zone? Like, where was that? Like, I just don't understand it.
Complete, total lack of connectedness, lack of connectivity, lack of understanding what we need to do. This week, we're going to get our asses handed to it by a Seattle Seahawks team. That I got to tell you, I can't even do a rant this week because
Ralph is going to be
Oh,
insufferable. I know. He already is.
Who the hell cares? Who cares?
This season
to it. This season, well, I'll listen to it and I'll just nod my hat to him. Very good. Ralph's not out there playing the game. It's the other guys that are playing the game anyway. Bottom line is, this team, it's over. This team is done.
Yeah. I would, if you asked me this a week ago, I would have been inclined to disagree. I'm not. I'm just not seeing the consistency from week to week across the positions on this team. They don't seem to be on the same page on either side of the ball. They'll make big plays in one series and then screw up everything immediately afterwards. It's frustrating to watch. It is. I had to blink. I saw number 8 wearing purple running to the end zone. I said, Lamar? No, it's Kirk Cousins. Like that can't happen.
Yeah, and he can't even count to 8. So, what's going on here? Let's see here. Touchdown my pants says, I always prefer 2 tunnels to 1. What? Baker's Cocky Hen says, against the spread was all over Syracuse, calling it a lock. Notre Dame beat them like a stranded Wolverine in Greece. Hey, listen, listen, against the spread is a pro, and even pros get some wrong. He gets more right than he gets wrong, though. Baker's Cocky Hens.
I have made more money listening to Against the Spread than not listening to him. So that's just where I stand on that.
I think we roll the tape back. I don't think he did. I think he called Notre Dame to beat Syracuse.
I don't know. I have to go back and take a look at the text.
I think he was high on Syracuse, but but okay.
I'm probably wrong.
We're running up against a break. I'll check it during the break. Silly Wabbit says the Cardinals defense plays at or above their talent level. The Cardinals offense plays below their level because of play calling, and they rely on athletic plays, not the system that Kingsbury puts in. If they don't make plays, for example, the one-handed catch by Hopkins or somehow a dynamic throw, then they don't win because of play calling. Yeah, I think you're giving him way more credit than he deserves. But he's basically saying is Cliff is calling in kind of plain dumb plays that are made amazing by the players. It's just still not good coaching.
Yeah, and because they're improvising, it's going to be less than perfect. If you're going to play it by ear. But I've been convinced watching the Giants and the way that Daniel Jones has progressed under Brian Daboll that we got to start with coaching with this team, and then if the other pieces don't work, will you move on from certain guys? But until I see the coaching get better, I don't even know how much I want to critique players.
Woos says Vikings need to play the Bills in Buffalo on November 13th before I'm convinced about the Vikings. So there, Donnie. Well said. Woos. Wing Guru says Kingsbury's terrible, and Benjamin running a route 1 yard short of the marker is inexcusable.
100% agree.
He's a rookie, but there are some runs that he kind of got completely concrete walled, and there's other times he broke it out and did all right. I think Eno Benjamin's going to be just fine. He's doing a good job. Lost Toby says he's no CMC.
Well, that's because Lost Toby, you got one right. You got a lucky break, and you got CMC. You're right. That guy's an all around guy, isn't he? Wow, what a game he had this weekend.
Yeah. Billy from Phoenix says Kingsbury is the downfall of this team. Okay. I
don't think it's Kingsbury 100%. I think it's just a combination of everything.
Sure. Let's see. Stockton Slap says, as a Gerbils Cowboy fan, I'm going to help the Cardinals out. I'm going to call Jerry Jones, tell him to trade Cooper Rush for DeAndre Hopkins so you guys can actually have a good quarterback. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make that trade. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not even a fan.
It'd be a hard no on me.
No, I don't care how many beers deep Keim is. Even he wouldn't do that.
Excuse me.
You all right there?
Well, it's my birthday, so I'm dying. Okay. Anyway, when we come back, we have all the other NFL games to talk about. We have a very busy text line. I'm going to try to blast through a bunch of that. So if you haven't heard your text yet, I apologize. It's just one of them kinds of days. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. We have AFC North action coming up with the Browns hosting the Bengals. Joe Burrow and Cincinnati have won 2 straight and are posting big offensive numbers. Now they face the league's #1 rusher in the Browns, Nick Chubb. Join Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and me for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take 1 pill each morning and 0 heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
We're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll super mega for your backside. Shake it pretty, do the Charmin slide. Super mega make you feel alright. Everybody do the Charmin slide. Long lasting TP gets everybody going. Leaves booties clean and totally glowing. Shake your booty, do the Charmin slide. Change your rollers and go with pride.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is longer lasting, so you can change the roll less often. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Joe Biden and Mark Kelly are spending millions to attack Blake Masters and distract you from their failures because they know Masters will fight their radical agenda every step of the way.
For the past 2 years, under Joe Biden and Mark Kelly, we've been going in the wrong direction. You are less safe today. Our border is in chaos. Your bills have gone way up. Joe Biden is spending like a drunken sailor, and Mark Kelly can't say no to Joe Biden.
Blake Masters will fight the Biden-Kelly inflation disaster, stop Washington from indoctrinating our kids, and end cash payments to illegal immigrants and violent criminals.
Ask yourself, do you deserve a secure border? Do you deserve to feel safe when you walk outside at night? Do you deserve to be able to afford your own home if you work hard enough? I think the answer is yes. You deserve so much better than what we have.
Don't fall for their false attacks. Save America. Change direction.
I'm Blake Masters, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Don't just do it every day,
Do it several times a day.
because it feels that good.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Get the latest sports headlines.
The buzz around the league. Listen to podcasts.
Stay up with social media
Just log on to our website.
at 1580thefanatic.com.
Mondays usually suck. Hello, and welcome back to Daily Blender here on 1580, 99.3, 95.9, the Fanatic. Also,
And 105.3 FM.
No, that's our sister station.
Oh, sorry.
Money Radio. Also
And
online.
105.3 FM.
No.
Well, you
No.
said the thing, so I had
No.
to say the thing.
No. Also online at 1580fanatic.com, where you can listen to our shows live. Got the podcast. Anyway, Mondays usually suck, except when it's football season. Tonight's game, I think, is going to be a pretty damn good game. And one of the things you can do while you're handing out candy to all the little kids,
Turn on the sprinklers?
No.
Oh.
No,
Sorry.
I was going to say maybe a little side hustle here, making some coin on the side by betting on some action tonight during the game, the Browns Bengals game going on. What do you think, Joe Burrow over passing yard, guys?
I don't know. How's that Browns defense? I hate the Browns, so I'm not really paying attention, Keon. How's that Browns defense?
They great pass rush on the back end though. You can have yards.
So
I mean,
I'd
they've
say
been in a lot of high scoring games.
All right, what about
Joe Burrow's got to get it right. He's got to get his house in order there.
Joe Burrow probably gets sacked 409 times just tonight alone.
Take the over on that.
All right, Nick Chubb, how about him? Is he going to score 1, 2, or 3 touchdowns?
No more than 2.
All right.
He
So
is
there
the
you
league's
go.
best rusher right now.
See, we're right in the middle
more
of
than two.
building what's called a same game parlay. And at the FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook, you can build a same game parlay just like that. You got to have 3 legs. So what's another one? Jamar Chase, is he playing tonight, Keon? Jamar Chase?
No.
All right, so
Breaking his
would you go like T. Higgins then? Would you take T. Higgins?
I would take T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd.
All right, there you go.
Higgins from Magnum PI?
No, he's a wide
There
receiver.
goes my parlay for Bengals.
Anyway, it's easy to build, and if you don't want to come up with it on your own, You can simply pick from a list that have been already made up by other great FanDuel users right there on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Same game parlay is just one of the reasons I bet with FanDuel. Look, there's no feeling like nailing a same game parlay when you win it. You got to feel so good. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Right now, new customers get $150 in free bets back, win or lose, with my promo code Randy1580. That's Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Again, America's #1 sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, present in the state of Arizona. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342, Jeffco.
You know, King Kittens makes a nice point. We were talking about the Bears earlier and how Justin Fields, he's coming into his own, and they stood up all right. They didn't win the game, but they stood up all right. We're getting more into the game a little bit. But he does make a good point. He says the Bears are loaded with draft capital, including a first, 2 seconds, a third, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and the Bears will be $100 million under the cap. So bright days ahead for this Chicago Bears team. And also a World Series weather update. Rain in Philadelphia. So keep your eye on the sky there.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture, but I can't open it because, I don't know, stupid text line. We are getting a new one, so everybody chill. Big T says it's a lack of urgency. Cardinals act like first and third quarters don't count or something.
Well, I don't even know that, but just the sense of disorganization.
No. I do know about that. Every time you're getting up against the clock, they mosey up to the line. There seems to be no urgency to get the playoff. They're not spiking the ball. Nobody's hustling. Randy, don't you see the same thing I'm seeing? They're not hustling.
What I see is the disorganization, the lack of discipline, the lack of desire and motivation. That's what I see.
I think we're seeing the same thing, just calling it different words.
Yeah.
Or just two separate things, and they're both happening.
Big George says the biggest issue to me is the coaching. Cliff Kingsbury has the most vanilla offense, calls timeouts at mind-boggling times. He needs to be fired. So does Steve Keim. We know, George. We know you say that.
Anybody see DeAndre Hopkins line up on the right side of the field ever? I didn't see it.
Boomer Sooner says Sean Payton's close by, guys. Yeah, but I don't know. We're not ready to find out which direction Sean Payton is going, but I think because he exists, you're going to see a lot of coaches get gacked a lot earlier in the season than normally they might. I'm looking at you, Frank Reich. And he says, hey, guys, is it just me? I was watching the Seattle game, and those defensive guys look bigger than our guys do. I don't know.
Defensive guys?
I don't know.
For Seattle?
Again? Oh, we'll see next
how
week.
Could you yeah, I mean, we haven't
just measured. You've baffled us all.
Science.
Flying Monkey says, go out to about the 35-yard line. I'll look for you. That is not an offense. Go out to about the 35. Turn left at the car. Yeah, that's not a professional offense. First and 15 says, come on, Randy. We're not going to let the Randy City bitch pigeons come into our spaceship and walk out unscathed. Snap out of it, man.
Well, I mean, I'd love to. I don't know. I have a short week this week, so we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think it's going to. I think, look, I wave the white flag right now. There's no sense of losing, good men and wasting time over any more expending any sort of energy on a team that doesn't care.
Hey, JJ Watt's not hurt, so that's something.
And he always cares, but
Goody
can't do it by himself.
He can't throw and catch the football at the same time.
He had to explain himself, though, because people thought he was ripping on Jared Allen. I guess after he got a sack, he started doing the rope and the calf routine there, and then everybody in Minnesota booed him. And he's like, no,
he was paying homage.
Yeah. So he came out later and said, everybody just calm down. But yeah, that was probably not the day for it.
Probably not, but I don't know. I didn't even have the sound on at the game.
People in
didn't bother me.
Yeah, sometimes are very thick, and Jared Allen was there.
True.
He rode in on a horse.
That was
JJ
cool.
Watt, one
Nice
of the great, one of the great defensive players of our time. He goes and does Jared Allen's move. You think he's trying to make fun of the guy? Is that his character?
With him right there in the building?
Is that really J.J. Watt's character is to make fun of? No, that belongs to somebody else. Jalen Ramsey. That would be a Jalen Ramsey thing, not a J.J. Watt. You get your J's straight, and please quit taking all the blood thickeners. It's not that cold yet in Minnesota.
Yeah, he ain't the bad Bosa. Get off his back. Fubar 1000 says, howdy, Blender dudes. Looks like a short season for the Cardinals. Go ASU. Kiss the Cook says, consistency. I've seen more consistency with the Cardinals every week. Consistency comes in getting your ass kicked every single week. They are very consistent. You'll give them that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Baby Got Dax says, happy birthday, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Kyle G says there's only 2 good NFL teams this year, Buffalo and Philly. Everyone else ranges from decent to miserable.
Well, I mean, Kansas City's not
Chiefs,
bad. Yeah. What do you do with that? I mean,
still unknowns on a few. When you say everybody else ranges from decent to miserable, there's still probably 2 to 4 other teams, which we just don't have clarity on yet if they are it's solid, because they've either got an easy schedule or this or that. So that remains to be seen. But I'll give you this. You did name 2 good teams correctly, Buffalo and Philly. Yeah. There's no doubting that. Cardinal Hart says, Randy, may me and my little bro patio have a shot of your finest whiskey, please. And a cold one for Halloween, and a great show by you, Jeffco and Keon.
Thank you.
Very nice of you there, Cardinal Hart. Stockton Slap says, rain. I thought it was always sunny in Philadelphia. 2 minutes. 2-minute penalty. No reading Stockton Slap text for 2 minutes. Berg says, happy birthday, Jeffrey. And, Doug Flutie never had those problems, and he was short. Randy has turned against the Cardinals. He's a little bit surprised there.
No. I just shut off my Cardinal fandom for right now. Because they suck. The season's over. This team really blows, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Jeffrey, your Colts have something to look forward to next week, playing some team that hasn't done anything in 20 years. Well, we just played a team that hasn't done anything in 20 years, and we got beat, so I don't want to talk about it. It just... I would have rather gotten bleep stumped by the Commandos.
It's the Patriots. What do you mean they haven't done anything in 20 years?
They just beat the Jets. I mean, come on, man.
They've been the most active dynasty of the last 20 years. What are you talking about?
He might have been sarcastic.
Oh, boy.
Well, let's talk about yesterday's horrificness as fast as possible. Sam Ehlinger, he looked about as good as you think he would look, and there's no hope for this season, and I'm fine with that. We're tanking. That's just a fact. Nick Foles is over the stand there on the sidelines in uniform. You telling me that Sam Ehlinger looked better than Nick Foles in practice? No,
probably because
tanking.
Their offensive line is absolutely terrible, and Nick Foles is a statue.
And we're tanking.
And you're tanking. I do agree with that. But
we gave up Tyquan Lewis for this. He's out for the year now with a ruptured patellar tendon. Yes, Randy.
Sam Ehlinger is the future.
He's not. I'm trying not to make Keon push the delay button because of profanity here.
Happy birthday, baby.
Horrible game.
I mean, that's his first ever NFL start. And honestly, it was the fumbles that killed him.
In the next hour,
fumbles that killed him.
As far as the throws he made a couple of great throws.
In the next hour, we're probably not going to read a whole lot of text. We're going to rattle through the lightning round on all the games that happened that weren't my horrible team, Keon's horrible team, or Randy's horrible team. Don't care if you got a W there, Commando. Your team is still horrible, and you know it.
Am I going to fight you on this? Have I said a single word?
No, I know. This is a challenge. This is us agreeing with each other.
The only thing is your team is tanking. My team is trying to win.
Yeah,
and it took a last second. Yeah. Terry McLaurin deep bomb, which, by the way, Taylor Heineke left short. It was all McLaurin. Oh, God.
All right, listen, we're not talking about this anymore. We're talking about real football when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Joe Biden and Mark Kelly are spending millions to attack Blake Masters and distract you from their failures because they know Masters will fight their radical agenda every step of the way.
For the past 2 years, under Joe Biden and Mark Kelly, we've been going in the wrong direction. You are less safe today. Our border is in chaos. Your bills have gone way up. Joe Biden is spending like a drunken sailor, and Mark Kelly can't say no to Joe Biden.
Blake Masters will fight the Biden-Kelly inflation disaster, stop Washington from indoctrinating our kids, and end cash payments to illegal immigrants and violent criminals.
Ask yourself, do you deserve a secure border? Do you deserve to feel safe when you walk outside at night? Do you deserve to be able to afford your own home if you work hard enough? I think the answer is yes. You deserve so much better than what we have.
Don't fall for their false attacks. Save America. Change direction.
I'm Blake Masters, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialists are proud of our U.S. men and women in uniform. We thank you and your families for the sacrifice you've made to defend our freedom and freedom worldwide. We pray for your safety in war and your safe return. We honor those who have given their lives to fight terrorism. This from Greg Clark Automotive Specialists at the corner of 19th and Bethany Hone Road in Phoenix. Experience the Greg Clark difference. Call 602-246-2881. Saying God bless America and please fly your flag.
Are you currently in the market for a jumbo mortgage? If so, you need to check out the Life Changer loan. Our average jumbo client saves well over $500,000 in interest compared to their traditional mortgage alternative. On a Life Changer loan, you can do your banking inside your mortgage, which means you pay 100% principal first, and you can quickly pay down, pay off, and borrow back as you please. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031 NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
The 2022 Sun Devil football season is winding down, and there are only 2 chances remaining to catch the Devils in action at Sun Devil Stadium. A maroon monsoon ushers in the month of November as UCLA visits the House of Heat Saturday, November 5th. The showdown with the Bruins is part of the Family Weekend and annual Salute to Service celebrations. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear maroon.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so First and 15 says, Randy, you better get your bleep together. You got to find a way, Rockin' Rando. There better be a rant, and it better be good because F Seattle.
Thank you.
You're going to have to find it within yourself.
I'll have to find it in the strength of the fourth dimension.
Texter whose name has not popped up yet, and this is why we're getting a new text line again, says, I got the play, timeout. Jeffrey, fake handoff to Keon. Throw the screen past to Randy. Bam, just like the old CMC. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember who you are. Your name has not popped up. I apologize. We're working on it. King Kitten says, oh, no. Big George says, breaking news. Game 3 of the World Series has been postponed due to inclement weather. It will be played Tuesday night in Philly. All right. Thanks for that, George. Now, I guess we don't have an option if this game sucks tonight. We're forced to watch. And did you just tell me that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman have dressed up for Halloween? Are you serious?
Yeah, no, they have, and they look ridiculous. They just, because it's them.
I thought you said they dressed up.
They look more ridiculous than usual.
Everybody knows about the Ravens trade for Roquan Smith. That's why what's his name was talking about the Bears having more picks this year. So Ravens have Roquan Smith. What does that do, you think, for the Ravens there, Keon?
Makes them several times better. Roquan Smith is an amazing linebacker, and he, it's a shame that he wasn't able to continue his career with the Bears. Wanted a new contract with them. They didn't want to give him one. They're moving in another direction, and I think it's the move that's ultimately going to be the best for him because he's a perfect fit for what the Ravens do. But he flies around, he makes plays, and in a league where the linebacker position is the position that's really targeted to be put in conflict, to have to make decisions, he's a smart guy that always seems to be in the right spot.
All right. Well, that'll be an interesting draft. Absolutely right about that. So here's the deal. We have this half hour to talk about all the games that happened on Sunday. So we're going to have to go lightning fast. But I'll tell you this, the NFL right now has had a record number of close games. If you think there's been a lot of close games, it's not your imagination. According to the NFL, the league had a record number decided by 6 points or less, 55. Or 8 points or less, 71 for the first 8 weeks of any season. So a lot of close games. There's a lot of people who are shaking their head, can't quite figure things out. And it's also been apparent on the picks contest. A lot of people are just scrambled on that. We do have some people who are winning every week, but it's not the same people. And if you look at the standings and the overall standings, there is a lot of, scattered, smothered, and covered kind of stuff going on. So let's get right into it. The London game did not go the way I thought it would go. I mean, it did go ugly. The whole thing was ugly as hell. You knew it was going to be ugly between Hairboy and Let's Ride. And but no, the Broncos actually won the game because Trevor Lawrence gave it to them. Just gifted it to them right there. So any comments on the London game other than A, it was too damn early, and B, I didn't watch it?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I did listen to it on the Fanatic app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I just didn't want to get out of bed.
You lazy. But thank you for listening.
Yeah, but no, I listened to it, and yeah, I think that could be summed up, which is that Trevor Lawrence, that's the thing he's got to figure out now. How to stop turning the football over, because he's had some issues with the fumbles too, and now the interceptions are becoming an issue, and that can't be a thing as long as they want to win football games. And Russell Wilson did eventually make some plays, but boy, he started that game the same way he started every other game this season, which looked terrible.
So name two of Trevor Lawrence's best receivers.
Christian Kirk, and then the tight end Evan Ingram.
So those guys are not number ones on any team. You know what I'm saying? But
Evan Ingram is on his second team right now.
Can I tell you who the top receiver is? K'Waun Williams.
Wow.
That's the guy who intercepted the pass.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next game, Falcons versus Panthers. And how does a game that was just about as bad as Denver versus Jacksonville go to overtime? Jeffrey O'Brien's rule, two bad teams play each other. They look like they know what they're doing, and they don't. 37-34 overtime win for the Falcons. So don't try to tell me the Falcons are good. I'm still not going to believe you.
I don't know that they're good, but they're the best team in that division. Take that what you will. They're the best team in the NFC South.
God, that feels a very NFC East-ish, doesn't it?
But the NFC East isn't like that anymore, and I don't know how to feel about that either.
Last year, they were.
And what changed? I don't know. This is why we keep saying the NFL is weird. But anyway, I do think that it does bode well for Steve Wilkes that the Panthers actually look like they have a pulse since they've lost the dental schmuck and went to him. PJ Walker and Steve Wilkes, who knew? They make a competitive duo.
Screaming Eagles says, hi, Fanatic, Blender, everybody. I hope you're having a good Monday in fantasy football. No, we're not talking fantasy football today. Let's talk tomorrow. He's doing great, though, and you're welcome. The Reaper says, hey, guys, happy Halloween. Hopefully Rams can find some fire, win or lose. Rams for life, says the Reaper. Okay. Boogie says, you can skip the Detroit-Miami game. Oh, no, we'll find time. I guarantee you we'll find time for that. Right now, let's talk about Dallas. Yes, Dallas. Micah Parsons. Way to go. Now, we have talked already a little bit about the 49-29 win over the Bears. They, they lost by 20 points, but yet you're still saying, hey, looking good, Bears. He's not feeling that so much.
Well, it's just because of all the things I know about the Bears. In order for the Bears to score 29 points on anybody, much less that defense, that requires a Herculean effort on the part of the play callers and the quarterback and all of those guys. That offensive line's not good. The fact of the matter is I expected Micah Parsons to wreak havoc on this line. I just didn't think he was going to play. That was the reason why I initially picked the Bears. But once he's healthy, no, he's the motor of that defense. And so he's going to wreck shop. But the fact that you were able to put up 29 points, there are a lot of really good teams that played that Dallas defense and didn't put up 29 points.
So, all right, Tony Pollard with a nice day, and they're going to need him because Zeke Elliott, I guess they don't need him. They don't need Zeke Elliott. So that's all fine and good. Micah Parsons had an amazing. Now, he's saying he's looking for some offensive reps. They're not going to give him any offensive reps, right? He's just talking out his ass.
Like a little bit, but they do that. Give guys offensive reps as a trick play, gadget play. You wouldn't actually do it a full-time thing, but yeah, I've seen teams do it before. I know the Texans used to do it all the time with JJ Watt because he has a little tight end in his history. So you run out there, line him up at tight end, and somehow defenses still never saw it coming. So I think they'll do it a little, but not. It's not going to be a full-time thing. It's just going to be a gadget play here and there.
I need to take a moment, and this is football related, and take LeBron James to task over something. Now, all this time I've said I don't really care for him as a player, but he seemed like a pretty good guy in the community, and he's very involved in stuff. Okay, that's all nice. But now I'm just kind of like, wait a damn minute. So I hate the Browns. Okay. Let me just start by saying that LeBron James was in this interview the other day, and he's like, hey, I'm not a Cowboy fan anymore, because you'd seen him out there wearing a Cowboy stuff, and he'd go out the thing. You see him throwing the football. He says, no, I had to sit put on the Cowboys. He says, just a lot of things that was going on, when guys were kneeling. I'm like, what, 3 years ago? And now you've decided, but okay, fine. That's fine. Good enough reason. He says, yeah, ethics. That's why. So now I'm a Browns fan. LeBron, do you watch the news at all? Do you have any idea? So you're mad about Jerry Jones saying, don't you dare kneel on my team, but you're okay with a sexual assaulter and a guy who's enabling him and is a shady businessman there for the Browns. LeBron, I can't defend you anymore. I just can't. It just doesn't make sense.
No, that's illogical in every stretch of the word. I don't understand that.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done defending LeBron. He's an asshat. LeBron James is an asshat. He may do some nice things, and I got to give him credit for the good stuff he does. But with this, oh no, I'm not a Cowboy fan anymore because I have ethics.
You could just say I'm a Cleveland guy trying to switch back to that. You didn't have to give any lofty moral reasons for it because nobody asked for that because you're a basketball player. Just be honest and say why you wanted to switch. And if that really is the reason you wanted to switch, you are either uninformed, which is
I'm not going to say shut up and dribble. I'm going to say shut up because you're stupid.
Yeah, for the public persona you're trying to put forward, where you are this forward-thinking guy who is involved in social issues, you got to be a little bit more informed than that there, LeBron James. Just a little bit.
You better let me kneel, because that's the position that Deshaun wanted most of those women in. Come on, respect. That's LeBron James right there. Yeah, it's gross, isn't it? It's gross.
It's
all right, let's get back to football. All right, so Boogie's worst nightmare. We're talking about his team. The Lions looked like they might have a win. Dan Campbell looked like he might not have to grovel at reporters. And it looked like, no, here comes Tua. That's right, Tua. They came back and they won that thing 31-27, broke the heart of Boogie and everybody else. 382 passing yards for Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill, 188 yards. Jalen Waddle, 102 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Miami Don't get excited, Miami fans. Don't get excited, Fish Tank. It's just the Lions. You know what I'm saying? This is the Lions as we have known the Lions to be. The 1-win Lions. God damn you, Boogie. You're going to get the first round pick again. That pisses me off. Win a couple more so the Colts can be worse than you, please. It's not like I'm asking tons, but boy, golly, Tyreek Hill, another douchebag in life, but he's on pace for 2,000 receiving yards this year. And being number one for Tua technical, and whether your team is winning or not doesn't matter, but that's 2,000 yards, man.
That's 2,000 yards, but it does help that the team is also 5-3. That's pretty nice. You can punch your own ticket in
the paper
AFC.
5-3 though. That's going to crumble pretty good. I don't think that that's a solid team. Right?
I don't think that they're like a title contender, but I do think that they are a legitimate 5-3. That they've won games in a variety of different ways. Had to lean on the defense sometimes. Had to put the ball in the air. I think that this is a team that is pretty well rounded, and they've got two dangerous weapons at wide receiver, which is where the NFL is going right now.
Dan Campbell says, I know everybody's tired of hearing it's close, but oh my God, I know we're close. Shut up, Dan. Just, sometimes don't say anything.
What? Whoever has a case for being fired wrongly, Jim Caldwell, who was the head coach of the Detroit Lions, who was admittedly barely above 500 as their head coach, but he was above 500. And since they fired Jim Caldwell, they have won 15 games.
Well, I like how Dan Campbell's like, well, Aubrey Pleasant, sorry, we're going to have to let you go. Why? Because I can't fire myself. Get the hell out of here. Just here's your box. Get your stuff. Go. Don't ask any more questions because I don't want Sheila to hear this. I don't want her to hear you making sense. Why is Aubrey Pleasant being fired and Dan Campbell still has a job? Quick, get his stuff, throw him in his car, take his pass. That's the exact reason. Aubrey Pleasant, you really needed to fire your defensive backs coach? That's it?
What for? Your defense has been bad all year. I don't think it's just coaching. I think that you have one really, really good defensive player in your secondary, and then a bunch of guys, just some guys that are out there just running around, being guys.
And in an amazing loss for the Detroit Lions, just put the nice stamp of sadness on them, unveiling a statue of Barry Sanders outside of Ford Field. Oh, I'm sure that's nice.
Damn.
I'm sure Barry just like, we could have done this in the offseason. It would have been fine with me. I didn't need this today. Let's talk about the Saints. And boy, you know what? Can I just say this? I'm sorry, Raider fans. I like you guys. And I would love to see the Raiders do well. You know what I'm saying? I tip of the hat. I appreciate you. But I'm glad this is happening to Josh McDaniels because I can't stand Josh McDaniels. But Alvin Kamara just went 8 bleep all over your guys' face. And now you guys are just in the basement. It is just looking worse and worse for these Raiders. And like we do with the Cardinals, can we point to coaching for what is happening to the Raiders right now? Because I'd like to.
Don't you have to? A little? I mean,
a lot. He sucks as a coach. He sucked in Denver. He sucks here. He's one of those perpetual coordinators, and that's it. I'm sure Belichick's glad that he's gone.
I'm not so sure that he necessarily sucks. I think he was immature in Denver, and also Tim Tebow was his quarterback. And
he maturely sucks now.
But yeah, he's clearly in a place right now where it's not working. Whatever it is he's attempting to do. And I can't quite put my finger on exactly what's going wrong. He's not like one of those coaches where it's just so obviously bad, like Nathaniel Hackett. You just go, okay, it's you. The answer is you. Get out of here. Take a hike. He does some things well too, but not yesterday. No, that whole operation looked bad. They did nothing correct.
Where Devontae Adams had 1 catch, he had 5 targets and 3 whole yards.
Yeah, and they scored no points. Yeah, I mean, you got completely shut out by a Saints defense that is pretty good. It's not that good. That's not a defense that is pitching out shutouts and shouldn't be right now with the way that they're dealing with some of their injuries. But here we are.
Sorry, Raider fans. Patriots. It's so funny that we're like, wow, the Patriots beat the Jets. It's Bill Belichick. Come on, man.
We should know better.
Yeah, you don't bet against him, especially not going against the Jets. You know that history. Belichick, by doing so, has passed George Halas's win record with 325 career wins. So, if you hang around long enough, you're going to break records, but you got to win to do that. So congratulations to Bill Belichick.
We are bewildered that they beat the Jets, and yet the Bears handled them pretty well last week, didn't they? In Foxborough. So I can see why we're bewildered, because nobody knows what to expect one week to the next.
And it's a little bewildering. You might also make the case that inexperience from the Jets is kind of what had a lot to do with that.
A little bit. Zach Wilson could not stop giving the ball away through 3 interceptions.
Here, you take it. Yeah, the whole thing. All right, we are running out of time. We are on a good pace if we just keep at it. So let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up talking about yesterday's games before Monday Night Football, Bengals and Browns. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up from Cleveland, Nick Chubb and the Browns play host to the cross-state rival Bengals. Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will have the call on air or on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone. Can Cincinnati slow down the league's leading rusher and claim a 3rd straight win? Join us to find out on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take 1 pill each morning and 0 heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate release.
O'Reilly. See better and drive safer with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5.
You got that bag. You got that Biggie Bag. You got that bag.
That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're going to feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Kelly here with AC by J. It's hot and everyone expects me to talk about AC, but you know about our award-winning AC service. Did you know we do plumbing too? Whether you have a slow-draining sink, stopped-up toilet, a leaky faucet, or want soft water, you can trust the professionals at AC by J. We have plumbing down. Looking for upgrades? Tankless water heater or whole home systems? Drains, mainline, or slab leaks? We have you covered. Call AC by J at 602-609-7664 or go to acbyj.com. Service you can trust, from our family to yours.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown! What a catch!
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure, and he goes down.
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and we got Monday Night Football coming up here in just a few minutes. Bengals at Browns, so let's finish up the roll of games that happened. Eagles took out the Steelers handily. Now they're 7-0. No surprises there. Yeah, they're just Phillies for real, man. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud with my mouth, breaking Keon's heart. But yes, Philly is absolutely 100% for real. Any objections?
No,
other than that they exist.
No,
I saw this coming down the pike. My heart was broken in the summer when I saw what they did in the draft.
Yeah, they're going to be 8-0 after next week. They got Houston next. Oh, brother. Speaking of which, Derrick Henry and the Titans took care of business easily. Well, I wouldn't say easily, actually. It was not a very high-scoring game there, but 17-10. And now Derrick Henry, he got 200 yards there, 2 touchdowns. I think it was low scoring because they are just like, let's just run the hell out of the ball. The clock just kept running, and Derrick Henry did all the work right there because, Ryan Tannehill wasn't around. Malik Willis was out there, but
they didn't want, because here's the thing. They're really trying to take their time to develop him.
Yeah.
They didn't want him having to run out there, make a bunch of plays,
fail miserably,
throw off platform. Yeah, just a bunch of things, develop bad habits. You're going up against the Texans and you got Derrick Henry. There's no reason for Malik Willis to throw the ball.
Yeah, he got his 55 yards, but Dontrell Hilliard, now everybody's gonna be like, I gotta pick him up in fantasy football. Yeah, you really don't. I don't think you do.
You don't have to, but he's not a good backup. He's not a bad backup back because when Henry went down last year, he picked up the slack. And honestly,
if you have Derrick Henry, chain him to this guy, Dontrell Hilliard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to have him on your roster, but outside of that,
it's not a.
Don't run out there and grab him because he got a few points this week. And moving on, 49ers took out the Rams. Well, I got that one wrong. I just had a feeling that the I actually had picked the 49ers, but then my wife was sitting there, we're talking about it. It's like, you know what? The Rams, maybe they'll be all right. So then I went and changed my pick. She did not change hers. I thought she did. I feel like I've been had. I feel like I was tricked. What a mistake that was. But whatever the case, the 49ers whooped ass on the Los Angeles Rams there, 31-14. Any comments on that?
Stafford still looks off. He
What
still
is
looks
going
off
on
to me.
with that? Is he
I
hurt?
think it was the elbow in the offseason. They keep saying it's fine. I don't believe him. I just don't believe him.
When the running back on the other team throws better passes than you and gets touchdowns, something's got to be wrong there.
Just a little bit, yeah. I just don't think they have any other options.
So Christian McCaffrey's just wow, what a shot in the arm for those 49ers, huh? The Rainy City Bitch Pigeons beat the Giants. That was another surprise, 27-13. What happened to the Giants? They were looking so good, Keon.
What happened to the Giants is the Seahawks. The Seahawks happened to the Giants. I don't
tell me they're a good team. They can't really.
I don't want to actually say it, but every time I see them, every time I see Geno, he's just making plays. He's just making the right read. He's making a great throw.
Made easier by the fact that he has DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Sure,
well,
but
it wasn't. Tyler Lockett wasn't a factor yesterday.
He got a touchdown yesterday.
Well, he got a touchdown, but he dropped one right in his hands, and he made another enormous mistake.
They could have beaten the Giants by worse. Honestly, I just think they have a legitimate defense, and then Geno and that offense, they do what it takes to win, and they make the right plays, and it seems to always work out for them. They're back to the old ways of Seattle, where the defense leads the team, not the offense as much, but the offense is competent and can score.
Well, whatever the case, We're not going to admit any of this to Ralph. We're not going to even bring this up to Ralph. I don't want to talk about the Seahawks. I mean, they're only 5-3, or 4-3. Are they 4-3?
They're 5-3 now.
5-3 now. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So then last night, our final game, Sunday Night Football, Bills beat the Packers 27-17. That is their, the Packers I just don't even know what to tell you. Aaron Rodgers keeps talking his dumb, pothead stuff. Well, if we could just get one win, the whole momentum changes. That's what I think you need.
I don't know how that's pothead. I mean, I think he's talking about if you get a win under your belt, then you have the confidence that you've done it and you can move on. And
there'll be no momentum change.
I mean, I understand that.
I get what you're saying.
He can't say that.
This team is just terrible. It's awful. I mean, it's just all they have is 2 running backs. That's it. They don't have anything else.
And I underestimated how those receivers would come along. I really thought they would have been further along by now. And they're not. And this is a punishing offense to watch. They just don't move the ball. They don't pick up third downs. And if Aaron Rodgers sounds particularly more insane than usual, it's because he's never been in a spot like this in his career. They've never had a point where they're 3-5, and it doesn't look like there's any way out of 3-5.
Swazman, I'm sorry, you're too dumb to get it right. You are way off. That's all I'm going to say to him. So the Bills continue to be for real, and so now you got the for real Bills, the for real Eagles. Do we have to pick a couple more for real teams? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, we might have to, but I think they're the 2 at the top, and then there's a gap, and then there's the next handful of teams that are really good.
I think they're the only 2 totally real teams. Dallas has a good record.
Well, what about
now Seattle has a good record?
What about Kansas City? Kansas City for
Kansas
real team.
City, yeah. Kansas City, they are. If you're going to say that the Eagles are an A team and the Bills are an A team, I feel like the Chiefs are like a B team. Everybody else is C, D, and F. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs are I kind of feel like they're sort of there, but then they could easily not be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they do have obvious weaknesses in the way that, like, I don't know how you beat the Bills when they're rolling. I don't know how you beat the Eagles when they're rolling. When the Chiefs are rolling, there are still ways to kind of disrupt them.
Boy, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Why is everybody being quiet?
No, I mean, I don't know about quiet, but
1 hour at a time.
You're just savoring the moment here.
Well, savor this. Monday Night Football is up next. Bengals and Browns. See you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Daily Blender, 1580 Fanatic.
This is Gil Alexander. Join Matt Brown and me for primetime action weekdays at 6 on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.